excited to show you this Indian inspired lentil soup. It's red lentils and butternut squash, and it will super warm you up on a cold day like today. So in my pan right here, I have a small red onion. This is what I call small. It's going to be about 2 cups of chopped red onion, and I put it in my pan with a couple tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and about a teaspoon of garam masala, a little tiny bit of salt. I mean, literally, I just did a pinch. And I've cooked it down, and so it was over low to medium heat for about 10 minutes. So the onions are translucent. The whole kitchen is full of the aroma of garam masala, and now I'm just going to put my other ingredients in. This is such an easy recipe. The thing that's going to take you the longest is literally the chopping. So I have 1 small butternut squash here, and you see, speaking of chopping, you see how small I've cut my butternut squash? This is what y'all want to do. You want to get the butternut squash chopped finely enough that it will cook quickly in your oven. This took about 20 to 30 minutes at 400 degrees. I also seasoned my butternut squash with salt, a little bit of coriander, and a little bit of cumin. So here we go. It's gonna all go in my pot now. And the reason I chop this instead of just roasting it whole is because I want those spices in there. This is basically, besides the garam masala I put into my pot with my onions, this is basically the spices for the soup. So, and I also put in one other thing, and that is, I'm going to turn it down a little bit now. And one other thing, and that is I put in some red pepper flakes. And the reason I did is because this soup, oh, doesn't that sound fun? This soup needs to have a little bit of something in there, so it's just not all sweet. It's sweet and spicy and savory. And depending on how many red pepper flakes you put in will depend on how spicy it is, or how hot it is, I guess I should say. Okay, so now I've got 2 cups of veg stock in there. I'm gonna put in about a half a cup of red lentils. And these are aren't they a gorgeous color? These are the red lentils. You wanna use these because it goes along with the soup's theme, the red lentils, Indian, but also they will stay, I'll have to scooch them out of there. Let me get a spoon. They stay more intact, and that's what I want, because I want a little texture for the soup. And the reason I'm having such a hard time getting them out is because I rinsed them before and picked through them before I use them. If you rinse them, it will, and this is only a half a cup, so it expanded even just rinsing it. If you rinse them before you use them, you will also be able to cook them a little bit faster. So there goes my red lentils in with the veg stock, the sweet potatoes, and the, not sweet potatoes, although you could use sweet potatoes, that'd be really good in here, whether it's sweet potatoes or butternut squash, and I use butternut squash today, right into the pan, and I'm gonna pop up the heat a little bit. Now, to give it more of a savory but still sweet flavor, what I am gonna put in is 1 roasted red pepper. I grilled out this weekend, and I threw some peppers on the grill in the empty spots so I could get it nice and grilled, get them nice and grilled. You of course can roast a red pepper or 2 or a whole sheet pan full in the oven. So here we go. And now what I'm gonna put in is, I should have put my garlic in earlier, but I can still put it in now. I'm gonna put my garlic in, and that's 2 cloves of garlic. So see, even chefs make mistakes. Okay, so there's my garlic. And again, I'm popping this up a little bit higher just to get it going for a moment. And then last but not least, I have about a half a cup of coconut milk. I've got this simmering now. I'm gonna put my coconut milk in there. and that's gonna make it creamy, dreamy. So here we go. Now, oh my gosh, it smells so good, y'all. Oh. Now I'm gonna let it cook for about 20 to 30 minutes just to get all those lentils done nicely and get them soft. They'll still have some texture to them, and it will help meld all those yummy flavors together. So I am going to turn it down now, and then I'm gonna step away for 30 minutes. I'll see y'all in about, I'll check it on 20. Hey y'all, I've got my immersion blender. I'm gonna plug it in and turn it off. It's been about 20 minutes. There we go. And this looks just perfect. Oh my gosh, and it's filled the whole house with Indian flavors. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, last but not least, I am gonna put some lemon juice in here, and that lemon juice will pop up all the flavors. So here we go, there goes my lemon juice, and that's about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now I'm gonna taste my soup even before I puree it. I actually am gonna grab a hot pad. Here we go. I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs. Oh, it's so good. It does not need any more seasoning. Oh, look, a little piece of squash. So what I'm gonna do now is I let it cool down just a little bit. And so what I'm gonna do now is just use my immersion blender. And I'm just gonna blend it up. And you can blend it to be as chunky or as light as you would like. I'm gonna put it on high. Of course, you could do this in a regular stand blender as well, but I like using immersion blender. And I'm hoping that I used a short pot, so maybe you could see a little bit more of it, of the soup as I do it. So now that I am using the blender, I'm getting all the ingredients. All melded together, and it's looking so incredibly yummy. It only took about 20 minutes for those lentils to cook down really well. Okay, I'm almost done here. All right. I got a clear bowl so you can see my soup, the soup a little bit better. Okay, this is not gonna make a lot of soup, but it's super easy to double this recipe, and it doubles beautifully. Gosh, I've even quadrupled it before because it freezes so nicely. So all I